What up, y'all? Welcome back. It's another episode of The Spot. Welcome home. Thank you for joining me. Um, you know, Today we have another guest. It's a real deep brother, one of the brothers I really respect out here. I've known this dude for a very long time. Um, you know, we're girl dads, and I'm really proud of him for taking that role on and taking care of his responsibilities. One of the dudes I really admire out here. He's even younger than me. One of the dudes I admire out here. I've known his brother for a long time. We both come from the industry, known each other since our rapping days back in the day, and just trying to get on and hustling and doing the same things. Just trying to provide it and trying to eat out here in these streets. So without further ado, let me welcome my guest, Greg. Come through, man. What's up, brother?
Good, my guy.
Man, thank you for coming through, man. I appreciate you.
Thanks for having me, man.
What's going on, man? How you been, man? How's everything going, man?
I'm blessed, bro.
Blessed?
Yeah, dad man. Life, You know
how I go out here, man.
It's beautiful.
It's amazing seeing you now, man, because of just how much you've grown and how much I've seen you grow over the years and just become this. You know what I'm saying? This father out here to this beautiful daughter of yours, man. Can you tell me a little bit about her, man? I've seen her pictures, man, and she's gorgeous, man.
So her name is Grace, 3 years old. Tons of personality. Yeah. I mean, like just tons of personality. She 3. She can spell her name, middle name, last name, numbers, count to 20, alphabet. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's amazing.
Not even in school yet. You know what I mean? Just smart, picking up on everything. Like.
That's amazing, man.
Yeah, I love it, man.
That's amazing, man. So tell me a little bit about yourself, man. Like, I want to know for the people who don't know you out there, man. Like, where you from, man? Where'd you grow up? You know what I'm saying? What's your neck of the woods, bro?
I grew up in Long Beach, a couple blocks away from where Snoop Dogg grew up.
No shit. Okay.
Yeah, like literally same block. I could walk there. Literally. You know what I mean?
Like, building always right.
Yeah. So I'm very familiar. Compton to Downey, like all the cities. Like I'm just a local kid. You know what I'm saying? LA. I'm cool with it all. Hub and the Dub. It's all love.
I did. Yeah. How was it like growing up in Long Beach, man, for you, man? Like,
I say at my time it was cool, but we had like no supervision. Kind of like the neighborhood raised you. Everybody, parents know everybody, so it's like a trust factor. So you can be out till the street lights come on, but you can literally go 10, 12 blocks.
Right.
In any direction, you can get into all types of shit. So I say that probably helped me a lot, just seeing a lot, seeing what not to do. Certain shit I just maybe was a little better at not getting caught, but just seeing it, be like, all right, it's already done. I've done it once. I don't need to do that again.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, all right. But yeah, it was an experience.
Yeah. I think it's funny how you bring up like community and like how the community used to raise each other. You know what I'm saying? We can get right into it. I really don't think that that's a factor today. In today's time, like I have a 14-year-old daughter, and I don't trust her going up the street. I can't.
It's impossible.
Right. It's not a world we live in where you know Miss Johnson down the street. You know Miss. You know what I'm saying? That's your ass if you go too far. You know what I'm saying, up the street, because she knows she's gonna get back to your mama. You know what I'm saying, or whatever the situation.
It's almost as if now like neighbors don't want to talk and don't want to like you too caught up in your life, like you too busy binge watching your shows, like you know what I'm saying. Like the kids is too much for you. Like their schedules is crazy. The world is crazy, so they don't even want to get to know their neighbors. They barely got time for their friends and shit. So But for me, like I wake up in the morning. First thing I do after we brush our teeth and stuff, I take my daughter outside. Like we start talking to everybody that's out there. Hey, how you doing? Just get to know people. Like, you know what I'm saying? You live around them anyway.
Right.
You live around them anyway. You're going to see these people, be around them. Like, you got to have some type of camaraderie or something. Y'all all want the place to be safe and be cohesive. So why not at least say hi? You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to be friends and buddy, but build it.
Exactly.
Let's start with you, so just build it.
It's a village.
Yeah.
It's really a village that we have, that we used to have back in the days. And that's dope that you teach your daughter how to talk to people, because I think that's one of the lost, again, we'll get to that later, but I think it's a lost art to even how to communicate with people out here. Say hello, you know what I'm saying? Like one thing I always try to do is, I go on my daily runs. I run every single day. And, every now and then you see a homeless person. I always make sure I speak to a homeless person. You never know what that person is going through.
Still a person.
It's still a person at the end of the day.
Yeah, it's still a person.
They may be going through something. They may have less than you, but it's still a person, and you can make their day by just saying hello. You know what I'm saying?
Most people don't even notice them.
Right.
Walk by them like they're not even there, invisible.
Like they're not even,
unless they're doing something crazy.
Exactly. So. And then when they're doing something crazy, all they want to do is film them, not even help them. You know what I'm saying? That's the age we live in, but that's a whole nother topic. Again, we'll get into that. We'll get to the shit.
Another conversation. Yeah, you can go all day on that.
Right. We'll get to the shits on that. Okay, yeah. So kind of focusing back, like I know when the era of music that we were in at the time, and I want to say that was 8 years ago. I want to say around there. Yeah. And when we were on our grind trying to get in, at that time, social media was around, but it wasn't as big as it was now. Can you tell me, just as far as music wise, I know you still got a love for it, but I'm in the same boat as you as far as like falling out of love with the industry. Can you kind of tell me tell me what your situation was?
As far as recording, I'm really not doing much of that. I still got everything I need to do it, but the industry, like I said, the closer you get to the industry, the more you notice it's either not for you or you willing to do whatever it takes to get there. Right. And it's like social media wasn't big, so it wasn't really about that. It was about doing shows, constantly having new music, and your face being seen and being there. You know what I'm saying? Being present and showing up for other artists, even if you're not on the bill. You know what I mean? Just being present. But a lot of that's gone. You know what I mean? And for me, I still write music for others, but as far as my own stuff, I have no interest really to be in that space. I thought about coming back, maybe like anonymous, but I don't even really want to do that. You know what I'm saying? Because then you still got to play the game. So.
Right. I mean, at a point in time, you start to see, like you said, what the industry really entails and what it really is. A lot of it is pay to play, and I can respect
that's part of the game.
Yeah, that's part of the game. I can respect that. But at the end of the day, what am I really paying for? I remember I used to be so disappointed when I used to go to shows, and you would bring 10, 15 people with you. And then they would leave the show after you done performing. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like I would always tell the people I brought, like, we staying here.
Yeah, kick it.
Respect the other artists. Respect the other people up here grinding because they in the same boat as me. Y'all my people, but they in the same boat as me.
Yeah, everybody trying to get something out of it. Right. At the end of the day.
Right. And it was always again that pay to play industry. And I told you, I don't know if I even told you that, but I've been to the Hollywood parties. I've seen some weird shit that goes on up there.
I can only imagine, bro. They got them doors,
man. Yeah, man. They I've been to some weird shit.
And you know what's crazy? It's people dying to get to that party. It's people dying to get there.
Literally.
They want to be there so bad. They know what's possibly going on without knowing, but they want to get there because who else might be there.
Just because of who else might be in there. I've been down to, the parties where they,
send that bus.
Right,
put your phone up.
Bus. You got to put your phone in there.
Sign that.
Sign the thing. They got the windows tinted.
You already know the deal.
It's pitch black at night in the middle. You can't see a damn.
Where we at? Ain't no service in this thing.
Exactly. Where the hell am I
can't
going?
Call 911.
Exactly. And a lot of people don't really understand that. They think it's all like party, and to a certain extent it is. But
surface level.
Right. What you get exposed to when you get in them hills, it's like, this is some shit I really wouldn't do down. You know what I'm saying? Down this hill, bro. Like it's weird.
Yeah, just because it's okay here doesn't mean it's okay. And if you feel like it's not okay, why would you make it okay here?
Exactly.
I mean, for those that it's okay with, hey, man, live your life.
Do your thing.
Yeah, no complaints, man. No worries. But if that's not you, you don't have to be something you're not.
Right.
Man, the music industry ain't worth that.
It's not. The music industry can be such a beautiful thing. It's such a good outlet for artists to be able to, allow themselves to be themselves. But, unfortunately, the artists that we see today, they're not even themselves. They're a fabricated version of what the label wants them to be. They're a fabricated version of what Instagram and all other social media outlets want them to be.
The worst part is the labels are cloning them. And then you got the independent artists thinking that, okay, I could just be like them. Then they got 4 or 5 different styles, don't know who they are.
Right.
It's not really art.
Right.
It's just rhymes.
Right.
And hey, that's fine too. You got to get it how you live.
Right.
But
right.
You don't even know you walking out the house just throwing on a character every day.
Right.
That's no way to live. You get put in a challenge. What does that character do? You've never seen that.
Exactly.
It's it's tough, man. Industry is it's an industry.
Yeah, that's exactly what. That's all you can call it, is an industry. You really can't call it. But I know you're still in love with music. I know you still, you know what I'm saying. You still value, lyricism. You still value, somebody who got something to say other than what you hear on a normal basis. And I was telling my boy the other day, I got Spotify, and I'm like, I don't really listen to people who ain't really been in the industry for more than what I would say like 10 years. You know what I'm saying? Like my shit be back in like 2010, 12. Them artists, the Big Sean's, the Kendricks, the
those
Coles,
are dudes.
You know what I'm saying?
That's really who we had to see, like,
exactly.
And they goats now,
right? So because they were the people who, when we were, they were still on their grind,
but they was on that come up, but they was right there, and they.
Exactly.
And you see them now,
because that was that time where that was Cole before the dreads, that was Sean before the
Kendrick,
you know what I'm saying, Kendrick, you know what I'm saying, Good Kid, you know what I'm saying. That was back then when he because he had what was his mixtape?
Overly Dedicated.
He also had
Section 80.
Section 80. Yep, that was Section. Yep, Section 80 is probably man. That when that came out, that was something else.
Yeah, that was a different. And I told you, like, Compton. So in high school, some of my best friends, they from Compton. I'll be back and forth. It was like a constant thing. You hear that all day,
right?
You hear that all day, just walking down the street, like from the bus section to the hood, like to the Crip sections. They playing it, like, right. This is some shit right here.
And that's why I say music is universal. It unites people. At the end of the day, that's why I say it could be such a beautiful thing. It could be such a beautiful thing, but when you bring money and you bring a following and you bring it brings this competition out. And then when you know what happens with competition, when you bring competition, it bring egos, and then egos, it's a whole nother. You know what I'm saying?
It can be healthy if everybody has a conversation prior to it.
Exactly.
Like, yes, we are competing.
Exactly.
Yes, a lot of it's gonna be ego driven. I'm gonna say some things. You're gonna say some things.
Right.
Let's just not act on these things.
Right.
Let's keep it competitive.
Right. I'm a full believer in competitiveness. Like my whole thing is I've done features and I've done, you know what I'm saying, and I can respect people who do features and be like, but I love niggas who can get on a feature and be like, I respect it, but I'm coming for your neck on this joint. You dig what I'm saying?
I mean, I feel like you have to.
You have to. You have to. I'm not coming with no bullshit.
Yeah, I'm not here just to compliment. Right, you know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna do my thing on here.
Right. There's one song I know that Biggie did with Method Man, and Biggie, after he heard Meth's verse, he was pissed because he's like, "Yo, this is better than mine." You dig what I'm saying?
That happens.
I think he thought, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? I believe he thought it was better than his, because he was, honestly, that's the rumor has it is he was pissed off after he heard that verse because Meth came with some different shit.
That's how you got to do them, man, every time.
Yeah, I mean, if you're not coming for competition, if you're not coming, don't hop on my shit. I would rather you try to take my neck off on this shit versus you coming for some
I want your best. You should want my best.
Exactly. Let's bring the best out of each other.
Bring the best, like,
you know what I'm saying. And then it ain't got to be no egos involved. It's just like let the fans and let the people judge. Like, oh yeah, he bought like Control with Kendrick. He bodied every single person on that record,
and half of them took it wrong, and the other half understood.
And when he called them out, he said at the end, "But this is competition."
He trying to get the best of y'all.
Trying to jump and trying to get it. You know what I'm saying?
We trying to be the best, or we just out here getting paid.
Exactly.
Putting on shows, getting paid, putting out mediocre music, whatever.
That's what separates an MC from
a rapper.
That's what separates an MC from a rapper. MC,
but you gotta really love it too, though. You know how many people don't love rap, hip hop, but rap.
You can tell.
It's millions. It's people that love them all more than they love rap. You know what I'm saying? They love designer more than they love. You know what I mean? Like,
right. When I was saying, like, the other day when I turned on, Spotify, I couldn't listen to half the shit. I was telling one of my partners, I'm like, I texted him. I said, I don't even know who the hell the artist was. I said, dude, I tried. I tried. I tried. I gave you an honest go, like you asked me to. You said, man, you get these new cats some. I tried. I couldn't do it. They rap off beat.
There is no beat.
I'm not. Yeah, I'm not like. I'm like. Are you tone deaf or like what? What beat do you hear when you're on a track that makes you go faster than like what beat per minute am I listening to?
You know what it sounds like? It sounds like they recorded it a cappella and just threw a beat on there.
Just threw it.
Yeah, like I don't even know what beat I'm recording to. I'm just saying some shit. Just throw something on there. If it bang, it bang. Like just line the hook up right and we good.
Right.
Literally. I mean it's that easy, but
yeah, you can. You know what I'm saying? But
and that's why you don't have to love it.
And that's what I say. Like that's the bad part. That's why I feel like I didn't get a fair shot at this damn industry because if I was doing some shit like that,
you was born too early.
Yeah, I was born too early. I was born too early.
Late. Yeah.
Right. I was born too early because I don't come from that era where you can. You know what I'm saying? You can do that kind of shit. I come from the DMX era, the Jay-Z era, the Wayne era.
Really talking that talk.
Yeah, that's the era I come from. I come from MCs who I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like who Jadakiss, you know, Styles P, you know, you have Fab. Like, I mean, I'd say all the time, if Fab is not your top 5, you are tripping, dude.
You don't even really listen.
Yeah, man, Fab is on some different. I mean, and the cold part is that he's so relevant. He's so relevant from his summertime shootout mixtapes.
Oh Lord, he put out classics.
Oh my gosh, man!
Classics.
Like, people don't really. You
remember looking at that Piff? You remember going on that Piff for music?
Oh my god, that was the best era, bro.
Man,
that was the greatest era.
Hours, bro.
You would spend hours on there, and I would get these CDs. You remember the M4
CDs,
the black bottoms?
Yeah.
You put like 48 songs in them. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Hours of music.
Oh man, it was yeah, man. That's what I said. I think we come from the greatest era of music because, you know, at the time and to me personally, Wayne is the GOAT to me. That's just to me.
I gotta agree with you.
Yeah, it's just the GOAT. I mean, I remember I was working and my homeboy was like, "You listen to Wayne?" I'm like, yeah, I mean, Cash Money Wayne, you know what I'm saying? Like the block is hot, you know, Wayne, but he was like, yo, you gotta listen to his mixtapes. And the first mixtape he gave me was with him and Drama.
Mm-hmm.
When they I said, what and he dropped that Cannon. Mm-hmm. I'm like, what the hell is this? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
you can hear that from my house, the neighbor's house, the other neighbor's house. We had that shit on repeat the whole summer.
Man, I'm telling you,
stupid.
That Cannon. Oh my god!
And when your CD gets scratched, we just burn somebody else's.
Oh yeah. You remember the Windows Media? You can burn the CD from.
Come on, man. We used to have it popping, get your computer, all types of viruses on LimeWire and shit, all that.
Right, all day.
Good eras though.
Oh yeah,
man. Wayne is definitely that dude. That Carter 3, I remember when that dropped, that was something stupid. Like it was a classic time. I don't know. It just felt like
it was a great
nostalgic.
Time. Right. When you hear music like that, it takes you back to an era. And one thing I read is about when you listen to nostalgia music or you listen to things that bring you back, it's almost like a comfort blanket.
Mm-hmm.
You go back into the time when you were comfortable. You go back into the time where even if it was 10, 12 years ago, it's like that was a good time.
Yeah, it's like that safety.
Yeah,
almost.
It's a safety blanket. So, so I want to ask you, what made you fall in love with hip hop? Like, what was? I mean, it may not be one thing, but like, what made you fall in love? I know you come from Long Beach and you come from the classic Snoop.
Wasn't even that. I can give you the exact line.
Okay.
It was Nas, Life's a Bitch, and this motherfucker said, "The buck that bought a bottle could have struck the lotto." And for some reason, it's like I lived right by the liquor store, and I would see people that drink all the time and play the scratchers and all that.
Mm-hmm.
And I would think, like, right after I heard that, I'm like, damn, this motherfucker, instead of buying $20 bottle,
mm-hmm.
you could have bought 20 scratchers and probably won something. Won $100 then. Now you got 80 left over and spent that 20 on the bottle.
Right.
But nigga don't even want to take that chance.
Right.
And it was like, I just started listening to him ever since that. And it was like, I'm the only motherfucker listening to some New York shit, really.
from Long Beach, definitely
for sure. And Nas at that, like,
and again,
it ain't Jay-Z, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, so, but that just struck a lit a match in me. I had to start doing my homework. Rakim, I'm Eric B. I mean, fucking KRS-One. I'm like just going back. You know what I'm saying? Big Daddy Kane.
Right.
I'm like, yo, this is nuts.
And that's a real hip hop head because you're fairly young. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm not even 30.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You're that's what I'm saying. You're fairly young. Like I had to do my you know hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Like basically go back and do my homework on that time because I remember it was a point in time where my dad, I when I really started getting into hip hop, he was like, let me show you, you know what I'm saying, where this comes from. So he had showed me, you know, stuff from the Fat Boys to DMX. I mean not DMX to LL. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, to Big Daddy Kane, Rakim, Biz Markie.
Biz Body.
You know what I'm saying? Run DMC. Like he was showing me, you know, these artists, and it was like, this is where this comes from.
Yeah, the real like spearheads, like
this
the originals.
Like this is where this comes from, and this was like the 2000s. I'm bumping some shit from the, you know what I'm saying? So
from the 80s.
From the 80s, you
niggas
know.
Like, what the fuck? We got Nelly, man.
Right. We got exactly. Yeah. We got what's what do you say No, we got hot in here.
Yeah,
you know
what I'm saying?
Like we got hot in here.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so
I ain't even had that because my parents, they old, so you know they had me. They both was like damn near 40.
No shit.
Yeah, so they listen to oldies. Like hip hop is nothing like even that they listen to.
Right. See, I grew up with that. See, my parents are fairly young. My mom had me; she was 21, and you know what I'm saying. So my mom is the whole. I fell in love with music from my mom. I can remember just music in general, not even just all hip hop. I can remember Bobby Brown being played when I was that's one of my favorite. It's probably to me my favorite. You know,
Bobby Brown, Chris Brown, and James Brown.
Yeah,
them motherfuckers is
all
talented.
Exactly.
Something wrong with them. They
got something loose. You know what I'm saying?
But they can give you a hell of a performance though.
Exactly.
You
can never doubt it. Even Bobby Brown in this day and age,
he was him.
Right. We went to the Summer Breeze concert 6-7 years ago. And I was pissed because Bobby was up there and he came late. And I was so mad I didn't get to see him perform, man. He still was like, he was still trying to give us. They cut his mic off and everything, and he was still trying to get the best show he possibly could. And it was dope. I'm still rocking with it. I'm still singing that shit hard as hell. You know what I'm saying? But it's just I fell in love with you know that whole New Jack Swing era. That was the one. I think that's the greatest time period in music ever. The New Jack Swing era with Teddy Riley. And
legends.
Then you got Keith Sweat, and you got like that's the greatest to me, the greatest hip hop or the greatest music era of all time. To me,
it relates to everybody. I mean, you don't even have to be black,
right? Oh no. I mean, you can go back. As
soon as it play, it don't matter where you are. Like
everybody knows Rump Shaker.
You're not gonna say skip this,
right? Oh no, exactly. Everybody knows Rump Shaker. Everybody knows. You know what I'm saying? You turn that, you get that damn saxophone. Oh,
once you hear that, it's up.
It's a wrap from there. It's a wrap from there.
Yeah.
So, you know, scaling back, what do you believe today? What does it take for an artist? What does it take to be an artist in today's time, given the fact that we come from these kings and queens that this was born from, and how we see this transition to the music, what it is today? In today's era, what does it take to make it to you?
Well, I'll say for me, musically, to make it, one, you got to be original. And that's cliche because everybody say, oh, you got to be original, be yourself. But truly, you got to do some work and just have a message that's true to you. It could be party. It could be like something conscious. It could be whatever. But it got to be your message. Then I say just be consistent.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like all that social shit. It's cool, but how much money could you get from being social compared to having 100 songs that 1 million people listen to every day?
Right.
That's a different bag compared to 1 million people liking your shit.
Right. What's the I'll swing this one at you since you we kind of went over that with someone kind of sway over there. What's the in your opinion, what's the difference between being legendary and being classic?
That's a great one. I would say Legendary is it's not a myth or folklore, but it may be a moment. You know what I mean? Like it may be a moment. It's like, oh, that was a legendary moment right there. That song is legendary. But a classic is timeless. It's more appreciation. You know what I'm saying? Nobody has an opinion on a classic.
Right.
It's like a Cadillac, the old school.
Right.
Everybody knows it's a classic.
Right.
No, you might not like the car, but you know it's a classic.
You know it's a classic.
So legendary, you could be like, well, Magic's a legend too.
Right.
The Bird was the man. You know, you could go back and forth on those.
I think that's pretty. Yeah, I would agree. I would agree the same thing. Classic is to me, you know, Fresh Prince and Jazzy Jeff Summertime. That comes on every summer. It doesn't matter what year. No, it doesn't matter.
It'll be on next year.
Your daughter will know this song. You know what I'm saying? By the time she turns 5, if she don't know it now,
yes.
if she don't know it now, you know what I'm saying? Like,
and sing it,
right? And sing it.
Yes,
and she will know it. She will know what that is.
That's my dad's favorite rap song, actually.
Right.
That's how you know it's a good song.
Yeah. So, do you think that we can trust this new era of music? Can we trust the young folks out here to carry on what the pioneers, with the because I would even say, like, you hear them now, like you hear the Jay-Z's, the Waynes, the 50s, you'll hear them. But can we trust this young generation that we have out here to carry their legacy on? Because quite frankly, the Jay-Z's, the Waynes, they're older guys now. You know what I'm saying?
Nah,
they're older.
The thing with me,
they're going to be starting doing classic concerts versus.
No, for sure.
You know what I'm saying?
The thing with me with the young people, we gotta trust them. You know, like it's in their hands. When we were young, like it's like Jay-Z, 444 and Blueprint, 2 totally different albums.
Absolutely.
Like he's talking about selling drugs and shit.
Right.
But we didn't have a problem with it because we were young and we seen people doing it.
Right.
It was our reality.
Cool.
It's younger kids who are. Not everybody's the drug dealer now. You know what I'm saying? You don't have 100 drug dealers and one user.
Right.
Everybody be broke.
Right.
You got 100 users and one. So you got the users talking about what they doing too. Right. Meanwhile, it's just, you got to support the ones that have that message or whatever. Like the ones that's putting out quality, it can still be party and shit. Like it's a time and a place for everything. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? You just got to champion those and uplift them. And if you do know the industry, kind of just give them little tidbits to stay themselves in the industry.
Was one thing I respected. I was watching the BET Awards and I saw Busta Rhymes accept his award, and I don't know if it was like a lifetime, some type of award or something he got, but it was one of those awards where it was like he was being honored, you know, like that. And one thing he said was, we can't critique these young cats without giving them a solution, without giving them, we can't. So there's one thing I say, I hate complaining without a solution.
Yeah.
So we critique these people and we say, we tired of, we doing this, we tired of this, we tired of that, but there is no solution to it. We give them no guidance, so they continue to make the same thing.
That's the thing. All of us, we do it. We keep telling them all that, man, we don't like the young generation. All this music is bad, man. We don't know what they saying. Oh, they ain't on beat. This, that. But we don't tell them in response what we want them to actually do.
Right.
And then so they just hear a list of complaints. Right. And then you shut it off.
Right.
Then there's no communication. Now there's no relationship now.
Now you a hater. You that old man.
Yeah. And then now you think that they just a young person that don't listen to shit.
Right.
So it's just a constant battle. Right. And we get nowhere.
There's
know what I mean?
Yeah. There's nobody trying to there's no mediator. It's just a bunch of
You don't need a mediator, man. We all the same.
Yeah.
Like, just listen. Shit, I want you to listen to me. You want me to listen to you.
Exactly.
I'm open to listening now. Are you open to listen now?
Right.
And actually be open to listen and be present.
Exactly.
Shit, we can learn from the young people too. Like, it's slang and shit I still want to be up on too. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to use it all the time, but you know, I want to say no cap, no kizzy, you know what I'm saying? I want to do my thing too.
I said that one day. My daughter looked at me crazy as hell. I said, I'm only 35.
You know what I mean? I can still use it. Yeah, I can still use it.
Right. So I'm gonna switch topics a little bit, man. Here on the spot, one thing I like to focus on, one thing I like to talk about is mental health. Um, Again, I can't speak on it enough how important mental health is, especially not only for the world, not only for all people, not only for black men, but for just men in general. Um, but going off of, I can only relate to something of me. So I can only relate to being African American and having that experience with mental health issues and different things that just I deal with on a personal note. As you know, from the last time, I deal with anxiety. You know, I deal with heavy anxiety, and one thing I know about anxiety is you always feel like it's something that's going to happen, and I didn't really realize that it occurred from traumas in my childhood.
Definitely.
So, and I didn't really realize it until I got to 34 when I started therapy, that I internalized a lot of things growing up. Can you speak on black men having to internalize things from childhood to teenager to the age that you're at now personally, if you ever had to deal with those things?
It's a huge thing. It's like I told you in Long Beach, the exposure. I was exposed to many things. Like it's things I've seen that grown-ups don't see. You know what I mean? Like that's traumatizing. You don't notice that at the time, and like of course we living in like the clinical trials of mental health. Right. We're figuring out that this is necessary, but it is. Black men don't really have an outlet, and I try to encourage like my cousins, my little cousins, nephews, your friends and stuff. When you need to have an outlet, make sure you got people you can trust that look like you and are around you. And when you do have these conversations, don't be so negative. Try to use different words. Try to, you know what I'm saying? Try to express yourself in a different way. That way the message is different. You are actually releasing something. Because if you're just being negative about it, you kind of just letting it be there, and it's still there. And it's really just conversations, but we just don't get to have them. Your woman don't want to hear that shit. Right. Half of your homies don't want to hear that shit because they own shit. Right. You definitely can't tell nobody at the job. They gonna start telling everybody about you. And it's just, and the world see you one way. Like if you're the only black person there, you're automatically the tough guy, or you gotta be the protector, and everybody feels safe around you, and you like, shit, I don't even feel safe.
Exactly.
I'm at work. I don't feel safe either. Exactly. We all in office clothes.
Yeah, you want me to go? That's the craziest thing. You just said that. That's
I know. I've been a bouncer for years, right? And I'm the smallest one. I'm only 5'8". Like I'm tiny, but people, my own coworkers, do 6'5". I just feel so safe when you work here, and I'm like, I don't know what I know why, but like, oh, you shouldn't feel safe because of me,
right?
Like, I mean, I get that, but I don't feel safe. Like even in my tough moments, I don't feel safe. Like nobody gets in a fight and is like, yeah, this is, you got to be a UFC fighter. Usually you got that heart pounding because you don't know what the fuck about to happen. Exactly. You just got to trust yourself. But yeah, you got to have that outlet though.
Yeah. It's funny you say that as far as like having to feel like, you're when you're black, people don't really understand. Like I have a buddy of mine, and shout out to Daniel. When the last time I came there, I went to Arizona and I went to go see him, and we kind of got into the question of how he couldn't really imagine how it would feel to be black at times, being pulled over, just walking in the street. Yeah, just
a normal day.
Yeah, and just walking into a store.
That's why you always
to be under a microscope all
the
day.
People that appropriate you got to ask them 2 questions. Like you see somebody that's dressing like us with the braids or some shit, and you like, all right, I get that you appreciate it. You want to be black? Nah, like, I know who I am. You know what I'm saying? Like then you be like, no, like for real. Like, would you want to do this for 7 days a week and like just have my life, like everything that comes with it? You don't even know yet, but and I don't know what comes with your life. You can have a fucked up white experience. You know what I mean? Shit. It can be fucked up, but would you want to switch?
Right.
Because what I would do with your skin is way different than what I would do with mine.
Oh my goodness.
But yeah, I get that. I got shit coming from Long Beach, man. Half my friends is not black. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like I've been on the white side of town so long, people think that's the only thing I deal with.
Right.
Which is crazy to me. I'm like, I'm dealing with you. Right. But yeah, it's a conversation for sure. But at least if you had that conversation, you can bridge the gap and understand. Yeah, we got differences, but just respect the differences and respect our similarities. We probably got more in common than we do different.
Right. Do you think that us internalizing things, and then when we get to a age of where we start branching off and creating families and having kids and having girlfriends and wives and different things like that, do you think that sometimes our women, our queens, have anything to do with us having to internalize these types of things? Because I would say from my experience that I've had, number one, I've dated, outside my race before. I've dated, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, same.
I've dealt with
it all. I dated the whole spectrum.
Yeah, I've dealt with it all. And it's a universal thing when, you get into it with some of these women and they try to almost like, I sometimes have felt emasculated in certain things. So I've always had to internalize my feelings. And then when you finally get to that one person, like I met my wife, and you finally get to that one person, you kind of start to take things out on them that you've dealt with before.
People don't want to hear what I gotta say.
I would love to hear what you gotta say, brother. Like,
I think going back to like,
we here.
I think going back to like how you say, like taking out what you've been through on them, because we get started at such a young age on creating families. Like if we treated it like high school, say like, oh, at 18, I'm gonna go start a family. And then your daughter, she hadn't have any of those experiences yet.
Right.
And the only experience she has is with her husband now. You know what I mean? And she's building those experiences with this person. How could you take it out on somebody that went through it with you?
Right.
And now, say you're 35 and you've been married 10, 12 years with 3 kids, and now y'all 2 houses in because y'all didn't have the time to go bullshit. Because you rush to go bullshit. Oh, I can't wait to hit the club. Right. I can't wait to get some girls. You know what I'm saying? I can't wait to drink. I can't wait to do all this. Oh, I'm gonna have my own spot. You rush to do all that, but you don't rush to do the shit that you're going to do for the rest of your life.
Right.
Like that's what you're actually going to do for the rest of your life. And we all get caught up in it because once you don't have it, you want it.
Right.
But I would say we would have to start them early. Like me, I would tell my daughter, it's not, you can be a feminist and still get married and all that. Definitely respect yourself. Women deserve what they deserve. Like shit, I'm not gonna hold you back, but you should definitely find love and get married as soon as you can. Find somebody you trust and grow with them. Right. Neither one of y'all at 21 gonna have shit.
Right? No, of course not.
You're not gonna have nothing, but you got to build something. Don't be 35 and have it, then be looking for somebody to match you. And all they've been doing was bullshit. Now they building.
Right.
Just build together.
I don't think you can ever I don't think you can have. Okay, my opinion on when you build a relationship, I always think that it's either gonna be 2 things. Y'all either ain't gonna be shit together, or you're gonna be the shit together. And you can't take 2 people who got this. I don't think 2 people with the same personality can really be compatible in a relationship, because there takes a balance. So if you got one person who doesn't really have a lot of drive in life, and then you take this, the cool part about it is it's shown, the cool part is it's shown on TV that men, all we do is lay up with our women, and that's just what, again, they
lady gonna take your life force for you.
Right.
It's natural.
Exactly. We just lay up on women, and we just, we're just these beings, and we're just baby daddies, and we're just this, we're just that, and that's
what they want you to see.
That's what they want you to see, especially black men.
Oh, of course.
That's the whole thing. Like, as I said, you are a target. As a black man, you are a target. Whether you're sitting in your car, whether you're shown on TV, whether you're shown, you know what I'm saying? Like,
they're never gonna show you in a good light.
They never show you in a good light. you'll never be really shown in a positive, good light. You taking
Only
care of your
athletes and
kids.
rappers.
That's it.
You gotta have
And
a bunch
even
of chains
then,
or something.
you gotta live the squeaky clean
Yeah,
life.
because if you fuck up, they on your ass. You got a week, and they on your ass.
It's a wrap.
They on your ass.
It's absolutely. It's a wrap. Now I was watching the Michael Jordan the last dance, and it really something really spoke to me. And I've watched that documentary like 3 or 4 times.
It's classic.
I love it. But they got mad at him because he wouldn't vote. He wouldn't. I think it was either a councilman or a mayor that he didn't really come out and endorse this person.
Mm-hmm.
And that was and then he had did something else where he had gambling debts, and it was like they loved this man all the way up until they found out that this dude was human. They love you all exactly, but now he's a monster. Now he's a gambler.
Mm-hmm.
Now he's linked up with drug. Yeah, he's linked up with old gamblers and
then we're gonna look into who you owe.
Exactly. You know what I mean? Exactly.
We're gonna do some put a laundry list
exactly,
on your ass.
Exactly. So I think the way that they do just black men is just it's trash out here, man. It's really trash. So
but we could do a better job and build a network
of course.
to keep ourselves out of that.
Of course. You know, I mean, I believe a lot of times we do it to ourselves.
More black media members, more black lawyers, judges.
Exactly. Educators.
Yes, stuff like that. Let's get people out the way.
Yes, we need educators. I believe that parents can't do it on their own no more these days.
It takes a village.
Yeah. I think parents are a little bit too older these days. They don't really understand the like you said, the language that these young folks talking, that these young kids talking.
Don't even want to.
Yeah, they don't even want to. They're not looking into it. You know, the different things that the algorithms and different things that they use. I don't really think that I struggle with myself. Like I don't know what my 14-year-old child really likes out here. I can see it from
surface level.
Yeah, surface. But I couldn't really tell you what it really is. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like exactly being honest with you, I couldn't really tell you what a 14-year-old. So I think we need younger educators. We need people who are really going to be dedicated to these kids out here, from toddlers to teenagers, because you know, we need somebody who looks like us out here to show that we ain't all ignorant.
You can do it.
You know what I'm saying? And we ain't all here. We all don't have a 1,000 chains on. We ain't.
The ignorance is most of that's a choice, though.
Yeah, exactly.
People act ignorant on purpose.
Yes.
Then they get around their family and act perfectly fine.
Right.
It's like, what are we doing?
Right.
You want people to see you do this.
Yeah.
But that's a thing for attention.
Right.
That go back to that mental health, that cry out. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
But it's just like back in the day, if an old dude saw you walking down the street, black dude, with your friends, and you had your pants sack, he would say something. Don't have to know you. Right. Nowadays, if you see, if you see the kid, you're not even gonna say nothing. You be like, these kids, crazy.
What the hell is going on?
What's he wearing? And then if you do say something, he can be like, man, fuck you, old man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Him and his friends, you gonna be like, yep, this little nigga here.
Right.
You'll be ready to fight the kid type shit.
Right.
So it's like, where do we gotta bridge the gap sometime. At some point, we're gonna have to. We gotta, and it start with us, man. Like, if we know the difference, let's be the reason that something's different.
Right.
You know what I mean? Each one teach one.
Absolutely. That's a great saying. I usually don't love cliche sayings, but I think that's one of the biggest things out here. Each one teach one.
It makes sense for us.
You hold yourself accountable. You know, it's a part of accountability. You know, and nobody's perfect. Nobody lives a perfect life.
I'm not telling you to be perfect. Right. Telling you just be better.
Just be better.
Be conscious of being better.
Exactly. Because it trickles down from us to the young folks, from our parents to the young folks. Again, our parents, they too old to be out here doing this shit anymore. They don't do this kind of shit.
They don't have the energy for that.
They live in a life at this point. It's up to us.
They worked all them years. Now it's time to do something else.
Now it's time to enjoy themselves. You dig what I'm saying? It's time to enjoy themselves. Mm-hmm. So, you know, I'm a girl dad. I got 3 girls.
Yes, girl dad.
And it's amazing, but it is challenging at times.
For sure.
Can you tell me about being a girl dad, and just some of the things that you go through on a daily basis with your daughter? You know, that kind of shape you into, either it shaped you, it made you change, or it's like more ground you stand on. And I'll start it out by, I come from two parent household.
Same.
To where I had, mom and dad in the house. you know, and I grew up in the morals that I grew up. I had, you know, two sisters, so I grew up in a house with girls, but it was all equal treatment. So I don't come from this era of softness, so I had to soften up on my kid. Like my oldest, you know, she has my wife's personality
Mm-hmm.
wise, and it's a little bit more like I have to be on a more of a sensitive scale.
Definitely. Watch what you say.
Right,
Watch how
watch
you
what you
say
say.
it.
And then I got the toddler who acts just like her daddy,
Which is like
and
she can
she a
roll
little
with it.
gangster,
Yeah,
like
she
you know
can
what
roll
I'm
with it. She can
saying. She can
roll with it.
roll with it. And then you know, obviously the infant, you know, we kind of see what her personality is, but it's challenging being a girl dad on a daily. So, what are some of the things that
Man, when
you
I
go through?
was having a kid, like while my baby mom was pregnant, I was reading this book and it said if you're a guy and you have a son, it's because you need to grow up, and vice versa if you're a woman who has a daughter. Now, if you're a guy and you have a daughter, it's because you need to learn love more.
Wow,
And
wow,
honestly, I did. I used to be playboy
right,
this way, that way, every
mm-hmm,
way. You know what I mean?
mm-hmm,
Chasing them all.
right.
And literally, it's I deal with her just going through. She's 3, so she just goes through emotions throughout the day.
Mm-hmm.
All day it's happy, sad,
Yeah,
mad, something fell,
isn't it
something broke.
crazy? It's a
It's
whirlwind of
yeah,
all this, and
and
it's
it's
all day.
constant. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like you have to constantly be consistent with your commitment. You know what
right,
I mean? Like, and my ways is not conventional to everybody. Like I'm like breath work. Let's breathe. Let's breathe.
mm-hmm,
All right. How are you feeling? Are you sad? You angry? You
right,
frustrated? All right. Tell me why. You know these type of things. I'm trying to get her to express them
mm-hmm,
rather than act out her emotions. You
right,
know what I mean? Just it's okay to feel,
right,
but just don't put it in motion. You know, don't put
right,
that energy in motion. That's emotional.
right.
You know what I mean? So it's a challenge, but I love it, man. Like, man, that's my girl right there.
Yeah,
That's my dog. I love her.
I
She
see
she
her,
act like
man.
me, so you know.
Yeah, I see her. She be walking in. Y'all be walking up the street, and
She
she just
like
be
me. She be like,
taking
Dad.
command and be
She
walking.
be like, Dad,
Super independent. She seems
play some
like
oldies, play some rock steady. I'd be like, all
word.
right, let's do it.
Okay,
Yeah, that's all
that's
she wanna
dope.
hear.
That's dope.
That's my girl.
That's dope. I was rolling down the street with my daughter the other day, and today, as a matter of fact, and I had George Clinton on Atomic Dog. She's like, Daddy, I love that song.
Mm-hmm.
Turn it, I love that song, Dad. And I'm just like, how the hell you know
Yeah.
Judge before me? But
Yeah.
you know the movies and
They
stuff
pick
today,
up on it.
they pick up on it and they love it,
Certain
and it's
stuff,
a it's a
man.
it's a beautiful thing, but it's challenging, man. Like I said, the world that I live in, I have a teenager. I live in 4 different worlds. I'm married. I got a teenager. I got a toddler, and I got an infant. So it's like constant
Spectrum.
all day.
Yeah.
It's one of the greatest things in the world. When I say I be tired and stuff like that, it's
Understatement.
a good tired.
Yeah, it's
It's a
like
good tired.
because you did something productive for it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I
Right.
said, like, oh, your lady will take your life force. Yeah, but that's not a bad thing.
Right.
You're gonna die one day.
Right. Right. Right.
Who would you rather give it to?
Exactly.
The family that you
Exactly.
building anyway?
Right.
Come on, man. Of course, but you know, I wish that it could always work out that way. Sometimes it don't. In my situation, it didn't. But
Mm-hmm.
you know, I try to be as nice and as positive and always present when my baby mom needs me or
Of
anything. Like,
course.
you know, we still got decent relationships, so
Yeah.
it ain't like it's
The
oh I
toxic
hate her, my son.
classic. Yeah.
Yeah, it ain't none of that. None of that.
I can respect that. I
Yeah.
respect that because I believe it's so many, and this is not a shot at the ladies out here, but I personally believe that because I've seen it. A lot of moms out here try to really make it hard for fathers to be fathers, and then they run to family and friends and their pages, and they'll just blast out
Because without that kid, what do they control in the relationship?
exactly
So once they have it, now it's like they control the whole
right,
relationship.
right,
And depending on how you were, you know, she gonna try to give it back, but it's gonna be 10 times because it's a
right,
woman's wrath.
and then now it's a baby involved, and that's the cold part. Is the nasty part
They
is that
inheriting all of
it's a
this
whole
now.
yeah, it's a whole other
They
human
got
involved.
DNA still building, genes still building,
Exactly.
and this is what you putting into them.
Exactly. There's so many guys I know who want to be good fathers to their children, but unfortunately, the toxic things that they've dealt with in the relationship have kept them or do hinder them from being that
Mm-hmm.
father to that child. And I continue to pray for people like that because you got guys out here who really who really are raggedy.
Yeah, for really, sure. They don't deserve shit.
But they get all the rights. They get to go to the baby mama
got
and do what they
baby
want.
Moms. They can show up when they want,
exactly.
do what they
leave
want.
When they want
no
to. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. Come and go as they please. They're you know, day and night daddies. You know what I'm saying?
Desmond down the street, you give him hell.
Right.
And he trying his best.
Exactly. I think it's, you know,
it's unfortunate.
But we paved the way for that, unfortunately. Unfortunately, we've done it to ourselves. I can't say all of us, but we have done it. You know, men have done it to themselves. They're
too quick to walk away.
Right. Because there's no such thing as it's too easy.
Yeah, they say
it comes from the mom.
Yeah,
right. When I say the children have a different bond with the mom because they come from the mom.
Yeah, you're attached to.
You're attached to them. Their DNA. They come from their. You know, they come from their womb. So it's a different type of love that a mother has for the child. So that's a natural thing. They'll always have that.
They won't know. She won't. Right. She'll know, but she can't even put it into words.
Right.
But it's obvious. They came out of you for a reason. It's a reason they always try to come back to you.
Right. And that's another thing that I always talk about, like for the fathers who are here today and who do take care of their kids. Because for me, I don't do kick it with dudes, you know what I'm saying, who can't take care of their kids.
Facts.
If you can't simply take care of your kid and you just that raggedy, don't be around me. I can't do it.
We got nothing to talk about.
Exactly. There's nothing for us to talk about at all. At all.
Because when people see me, the first thing they ask, "How your kid doing?" If I can't even ask you that, like,
right, exactly. How's your daughter doing?
I don't know. Shit.
Exactly.
Her mom tripping. Like,
right.
You're not tripping about that.
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
So I would be tripping about that.
Right. I say the same thing. I would fight. I would, anything it is to make sure that my kids always have
this half of me
in their life. You know what I'm saying? Like,
this is literally half of me.
Exactly. And I'm not gonna have half of me walking in the world not knowing,
no guidance, no nothing, no protection, no nothing.
Exactly.
I just put you here and left you there.
And that's it. That's the saddest thing in the world.
That's negligence.
Mm-hmm.
Negligence.
Scaling back on, every year, Mother's Day comes around and they have these huge celebrations. Brunch here, brunch there. Shit, I think Taco Bell had a damn brunch last year.
Oh yeah, it's all types of Mother's Day, everything. You can get some flowers.
It's all kind of shit out here.
Dressed up, all that. Can't get no reservations nowhere.
Service, church service. That's a whole factor in itself. Like, they got all kind of stuff out here for Mother's Day. And when there's Father's Day that comes around,
socks and drawers,
a
car,
and a power tool. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you can help out around the house.
Right, exactly.
I got you another chore.
Right, because all that society views men are being providers. That's it. All we are here to do is work, and work again. Whether it's work for work and bring the bacon home, whether it's work for the house and fix things that are broken. We don't get no jewelry sales. We don't get no shoe sales. We don't get no.
That go back to the mental health. That's what we were taught that we had to do. As soon as you get 18, you get the fuck out the house. Exactly. That's what you about to go do. Go to college, get a job. One of the two.
Right.
And most of the time, if you're a guy, if you ain't playing sports, they prefer you go get the job.
Exactly.
And then it's just like, all right, say we do all that, and we do get nothing. Why is our love language? Every guy's love language is physical touch. Right. Somebody stopped showing us that love.
Right.
So now we just go looking for the touch, and they think, oh, he just wanted to do something.
Exactly.
No, shit, I want some gifts too. I want some fly shit too. You know what I'm saying? Take me out.
Right.
Yeah, spa day too. You know what I'm saying? Shit, I want to see what that look like on the inside. I don't know what it look like.
Exactly. They don't believe that we deserve to be showered with, like you said, with gifts and things of giving, as part of the love language. We love, like for me personally, like my wife for the past 2 years, she has got me on Father's Day and including my birthday. She's got me massages. I can go get my feet done, get my dogs worked on. you know, and she just sends me out. Go get you some lunch. Go get you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's the type of stuff I can appreciate because
you never make time for it yourself.
You never make time for it yourself. You're always
on to the next project.
Yeah. You're always worried about what's next, how to provide, how we gonna eat next week.
Yeah, what we got?
I
gotta do this. This bill.
Okay, yeah, exactly. I gotta. This bill needs to be paid. I gotta take the old one to the practice. I gotta do. You know what I'm saying? So
all
it's like
that.
it's a constant.
Yep.
It's a constant providing status and mode that we're in. We don't really take the time to realize, damn, I'm tired.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I need a chill pill.
Yeah, I'm tired.
Yeah,
I'm tired. And I think that's when, you know, as far as the dads out here who do their thing, I think that's one of the issues that we don't talk about and that we end up blowing up. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was one of the problems that I had early on when I started to realize I had so much anxiety, is because I wasn't doing anything for myself. And it wasn't necessarily I need to go and spend $500-$600 on shoes and all that bullshit. I didn't need that.
Yeah.
I needed an outlet. I needed something. The music wasn't going to be that outlet anymore.
It wasn't
and that. Working out was dying down because I was starting to cap out on weight.
Yeah, you had already been where you made that plateau.
Exactly. What the hell is next? Like, what do I do
for me though?
For me, exactly. For you, and it was okay. Let me go to therapy. Let me go see what's the foundation of this shit. You know what I'm saying? What's the foundation of this shit? Because eventually this shit starts to stop making you happy.
Yeah. See, I just got into juicing and fishing. Like, that's my thing now.
Yeah. Everybody has to find that.
Yeah, every day now I'm making juice. I got my daughter making juice. Like, we just living healthy. We got the garden and stuff. We taking plants and just throwing that shit in the juicer.
Cause you got your own garden, huh?
Yeah,
I've seen that. That shit's dope.
We got it booming, man. Like, certain shit I just can't prescribe to. That's another conversation for another day. But just we building up to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, right now we probably about 20% our own food, but we getting up there. Like, juicing, fishing. Like, I love fishing, bro.
Right.
Me in the water, little weed. I'm chilling, man. Like, nobody bothering me. Like, I'm just cooling. About to give me a little boat and shit. Just go chill on the water. Yeah.
That's the shit. I mean, everybody has to find something that's gonna make them, you know what I'm saying, to make them whole and make them happy, and eventually sometimes it will die out. Sometimes it's not gonna be that forever happy.
Yeah.
You know, I believe, number one, if you got God in your life and you know that spiritual foundation, you know that he's the center. If he can be the center of your life, that's the first step of happiness. The second step of happiness to me is to find something for yourself, that you can keep for yourself, that you don't necessarily have to go and tell the world, this is what I do.
Yeah, this is mine.
Yeah, I don't have to do the whole, again, I call it the look at me culture. I don't have to show, I don't have to show you this is what I'm doing every day to make me happy.
Facts, yeah.
I don't have to do that. I post my workouts every day, and I don't do it for the world. I do it to hold myself.
But it's also a good thing when you post workouts, because you can go back 3 months later and see your progress.
Yeah.
Because so many people, they don't document any of it. And, you know, when you live with yourself, you don't necessarily see everything right away. Right. Somebody else might be like, man, your face getting smaller. You been losing weight or something? Like, you been working out? And then you'll go home and be like, okay, I didn't see it. Now I can see. But if you document it, you can see that in real time.
Right.
And be like, all right, yeah, I can see my form. I can see all. So trust me, I used to be a big workout dude, so I get it. Like, I'm all for that.
No,
like, document that shit. More people need to work out. You need to be active. I don't care if you take a walk.
Yeah,
just be active. That's what I do. Me and my daughter, we take a walk. Let's go.
That's it.
Let's go.
What do you think? And what do you think? Or what's one thing you wish that you can unlearn about yourself?
Oh man.
And what I mean by that, it doesn't have to be necessarily negative. It doesn't necessarily have to be positive. It's just what, I guess the question for me is, okay, so I'll let you answer, and then I'll give you my answer. So what's one thing you feel like in your life, you've been living for this long, what is it, something that you wish you didn't really, or you can unlearn about yourself?
I would say I would say my aura to people makes them feel comfortable. Like, I work in a bar setting, but people feel so comfortable telling me their problems, what they're going through. And, you know, it could be draining on me because I want to be positive or be in a different day or have shit going on. and 15, 20 people done told me about some bullshit.
Right.
Now I'm trying my best to be present in the moment, and I'm understanding. So
right.
I'm giving them advice and all that. But how do they know that I'm the guy for that?
Right.
They don't fucking know me.
Right.
They just figured this out. Just looking at me, something just told them when they entered my aura that it was a safe place to do that.
Right.
And they do it. And I'm like, okay, this is, and people notice it around. They be like, man, what's up with them? Like, do they know you? Like, people be acting like they need to protect me, and I'm like, yo, it's just people feel comfortable, bro. Right. I don't know, like they just do.
It's funny you say that because it's like you don't really realize like that could be a gift.
It's a gift and a curse.
It's a gift and a curse.
Yeah, it's my gift. I just need to know how to hone it, and eventually, I need to really put myself in that space so I could do something with it, rather than feel like I'm annoyed by it. Right. You know what I mean? I shouldn't feel annoyed if people feel like it's just a feeling that they going off of. I ain't got no sign, no training. Right. They coming to me. I'm younger than most of these motherfuckers. Right. So that's what really be tripping me out. I'm like, man, you twice my age. Right. You
don't know this shit by now?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, what do I know that you don't know?
Right.
That's just part of it, man. Just part of it.
One thing I wish I can unlearn about myself is that I am emotional. My emotions either get the best or the worst of me in a lot of situations.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not afraid to admit that.
Got to.
It happens almost daily that I have to take myself out because people can relate to me. Again, I have the thing where people feel like they can talk to me. I can go. My wife tells me you make the most random ass friends. It just doesn't. Everywhere you go, it just doesn't matter. They will talk to you.
Mm-hmm.
Same with my brother-in-law. My brother-in-law, he can talk to anybody. Like every time we used to go somewhere, he's like, "Hell, dude,
how do you even
talk to these? Like you don't even know." Like so, it'll be. It's like random people feel like they could talk to you, but the emotional, it's something about the aura. My mom told me this a long time ago. She said, there's something about you and there's something about your presence. And she said, when you go into a room, son, you have this thing about you, and I've noticed it. She said, you're either, and it's going to be two things. Either people are going to like you or they're not going to like you. It's your aura. It's something about the way you kind of command a room when you walk in just by your presence. And when you start talking, they see how much passion you talk with.
Thing about an aura is it's 66 feet high, 66 feet down, 66 feet that way and that way.
Facts.
They can feel it coming.
Facts.
You know what I mean? Facts. And sometimes your energy's stronger, so the whole room will feel it.
Right.
They're vibrating a little lower, so yours is. You see the heads change. You like, hold on, what's this? They trying to figure out what is it too.
Right.
They don't even know why they all linking up, but it's like that. And like I would say, like with being emotional, man, I've been there too. I've had my fair share of punching walls, people, every emotion you can go through, and it's just energy that is a feeling. Like that feeling is energy. I'm not gonna put it in motion and become emotional. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna leave my energy in me. I'm not gonna express it by acting it out.
Exactly. I used to do that in my 20s.
Yeah,
I used to love to fight.
Yep, for sure.
I would fight anywhere I go. I would fight anybody. It didn't matter. I when you're young in your 20s, you're in the club.
You feel invincible too.
Right. You
got your boys.
Right. You got exactly. You feeling yourself. And
little liquor.
Yeah. You put that in your system, and you put that in there, and then you got girls. Now you bring ego into it.
Yeah. Now what's up?
Now you bring ego into it. So I had to really figure out again in therapy of how to deal with emotion in a healthy way. There's nothing wrong with having emotion. See, that's the problem. I used to think it was a problem with this, and I used to get pissed off because I'm like, why the fuck am I like this? Why am I like this? Why does this person? Why can they control me like this? You know what I'm saying? Why do I give this situation this much energy? And I had to deal with, and I had to learn how to deal with it in a healthy way. I had to learn how to deal with passion in a healthy way, because sometimes a lot of the times a lot of shit that I got myself into, it was about how I said things and the way it was conveyed over, because I talk with passion. And it even and again, therapy is a thing where it's constant. It's not something that you just I go to therapy and figure this shit out. I'm fixed. No, it's never that. Fixed. You're gonna be this way. You're gonna be depressed. You're gonna be. There's no way that anybody can get you out of depression. There's no way that anybody can get your anxiety away. There's no pill that's gonna get it away. There's no type of there's no type of active therapy that you can do to get yourself out of these things that you've been diagnosed with.
It's practice.
It's practice. It's repetition and it's practice, and it's dealing with it in a healthy way so you can function on a daily basis out here without feeling like you got to fight this person, without feeling like you want to, you know what I'm saying? You
don't have to fight every time.
Yeah, man. It doesn't because it doesn't make sense. And I trust me, I do it on a daily. I mean, customer service. One of the things I've dealt with is like, dude, like
try working at the bar. Right. I fight often, bro. And I'm like 82-0, so you know people be coming to me like they'll come. Right. It'll be a problem inside. They'll come all the way out. Hey. Right. I'm like, there's somebody inside. Right. Like, no, we need you. I'm like, what the fuck? Right. This motherfucker 6'12". Right.
Exactly.
You want me to do this big ass man? Exactly. Trust me, yeah. I don't like fighting, man. Like I'm good. I've had enough fights to where I don't have to fight no more unless I need to.
Exactly.
It's all for protection now.
No, I can dig. So let me ask you, again, we keep it around the culture of music and hip hop and different things like that. And this is, totally kind of going off subject, but there's one issue that I really want to ask, hip hop heads like yourself about is, you get these RICO cases that are going in, and, like one of the things I say that these artists do today, like they try to, or that society tries to use hip hop and demonize it. It's the worst thing is I see them, they love us when we up. Again, we talked about that earlier. They love us when we up. But when we do something they don't like, they demonize us.
And I'm going to be real. I don't even think that it's just self-snitching. Because what's the difference than what Jay-Z and all of them was doing? Everybody was telling what they were doing. Pimp C was telling you what he was doing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? His name was telling you what he was doing. No charges there. But the thing is, I would say, man, I got a theory. I think that the record labels is in cahoots with the law. Because if you get the biggest artists locked up, what happened? Their music streams go up. We all know they getting a piece.
Right.
You don't have to spend no more budget.
Right.
You could just sit back, collect while they're in the can for a couple years. Now, when they come out, you already know that.
You would have lawyers set up for these artists out here.
What do you think the lawyers work for?
Right? Yeah, exactly. But this is supposed to be their investment, right?
Who does the lawyer work for?
Exactly.
The label. The manager. Who does he work for? The label.
Yeah.
It's
a cycle, isn't it?
It's literally that, and they gatekeep it to the point where you have to go through them. And if you don't go through them, then like the playlist, you want to go on Spotify and play that Rap Caviar or some shit, curated playlist. Guess who controls that?
Yeah,
the labels.
Of course.
You got 3-4 labels, and they got all their artists on.
All the artists on there. You won't ever hear who
deserve to be.
Yeah, who deserve to be on there. You'll only hear
Drake and them and Lil Baby and them.
Right.
And it ain't that it's bad, but that's all they gonna give you.
That's who controls it.
Yeah, and you're gonna get what they want you to see.
I mean, just keeping it funky. That's who controls it these days. But I have my own, theory as far as, just as far as like the whole industry, how we're looked at as far as free speech wise, because this is America. This is supposed to be about free speech.
So they say.
Do you believe? Yeah. Do you believe free speech is free speech, or is it free speech if you got the right skin tone?
Gotta have the complexion for the protection. That's one.
That's number one.
And it's free speech and depends on who you offend. You know what I mean? If you piss off the right person or the wrong person, speech ain't really free. Right. It's gonna you got to pay for it. Right. So, America's all a business, man. It's all about money.
That's all it is anyway.
The smartest thing to be is out the way.
Right. You go to work to pay bills. I go to work to get the gas to go to work.
Literally.
I go to work to pay for to go to work.
To pay for the shit I can't even live in.
Yeah. I pay taxes at the end of the year and
on the taxes that I paid.
On the taxes that I paid.
I just pay taxes all year.
All year. But at the end of the year, you're gonna tax me again on the money that you taxed me for 12 months.
Ain't that a bitch?
It's a circle.
Trust me. That's why I opened up a few businesses, man. I had to figure some shit out.
Right. That's the smartest thing you can do. That's the smartest thing you can do.
And the worst part wasn't no black person that told me.
Because
they didn't know. They didn't have the knowledge.
They didn't have the education. They didn't know
the knowledge.
Or you got those black people out there who just want to be gatekeepers. We're not in the business of helping each other. That's the problem with our community. Our community.
They don't think it's enough room for everybody.
No. We're not in the business of helping each other. Me and my wife was just talking about that the other day. Black people are the only race who can't live with each other.
Mm-hmm.
You'll get. Talk about this.
Seen it in real life.
Exactly.
I know exactly where you're going.
You will get. See, white people they don't necessarily have to live with each other. They come from,
they know the system because they built
the system. And it was built for them.
They built it.
Yeah, they built it.
It's hard to not know the rule of Monopoly if you built the game.
If you built the you're right. If you built the damn game, you have Latinos who can live with each other in the household. There's 3 or 4.
You should see 3 or 4.
It could be more.
I got real proof. I seen 12 in a 3-bedroom. And guess what? Everybody pay about $200 on rent.
That's it.
Until one person get their shit right, they gone.
And then guess what?
Keep doing it till everybody. Now you got 12 houses and everybody's in the family.
Fine. But black people, oh no, can't live with each other. No such thing. There's no such thing. We can't live with each other. We can't come up all together.
They want you to go through the struggle first.
Exactly.
Then get your shit together. Exactly. Then we can do it together.
Then we can do it together. And then when we get together, it's gonna be on some extra shit because this person's gonna be mad because of this and because of that, and I don't like this, and you do this shit, and you do. Man, just learn how to buckle down.
Why we
take
can't
care
just
of
be
business.
Why we can't be?
That's it. You can't just be. It's always got to be, some extra shit. And I just feel like we are our own downfall in a lot of ways. Man.
We are big
time. But when society tries to, again, I go back to this whole demonizing thing. Black people in the hip hop community. We listen to these lyrics, and there's lyrics out there to say, they kill, they do this, they do that, they do this. Okay, that's okay. So you can use that against this man in court. You try to use his lyrics against him. He
don't do that with the country singers,
right?
Rock and
they've
roll.
Never done that. So for instance, and I love these songs. These songs are great songs.
Yeah, I put that King Von on.
Yeah, exactly.
Shit, but I ain't going to O Block, but I turn that thing on.
Exactly. So, for instance, like, there's Queen. Queen's the old
great band.
80s,
yeah,
yes, great band. Great band. Come on, Bohemian Rhapsody. Bohemian Rhapsody. I believe one of the greatest songs ever made.
Yeah.
There's a lyric he sings, and it says, "Mama, I just killed a man. Put a gun against his head. Pull my trigger. Now he's dead." How is that not looked at as this man just talking about he just killed somebody? But it's okay.
Artistic expression.
Exactly. It's an artistic expression. Let's talk about Dr. Dre, Eminem verse. What's the difference? Now, this is probably, again, one of my favorite verses Eminem has ever done.
Said some shit in his lifetime. He said some shit.
Some shit. You know what I'm saying? But for instance, it's like, he says, "Well, that's cool if I appreciate the offer, but then if I do decide to really murder my daughter's mama, I'm gonna sit her up in the front seat and have sunglasses on her and cruise around with her 7 hours through California, have her waving at people, and drop her off at the corner at the police station and drive off honking the horn from."
I guess because he ain't done it yet. Yeah, I don't know, man.
If Casanova said some shit like that, if he'd be
under
the jail.
Young Thug say that.
He'd be sentenced to death right now. If Young Thug said that, he'd be sentenced to death right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, and why is it the treatment, in your opinion? Why, again, and you may have just spoken it, but why is that not demonized?
I guess in this case, at least for let's say for a Casanova, Young Thug, these people are getting accused of real crimes, right? Like a RICO case we talking about somebody actually did the murders.
Right. Somebody
paid for the murders or all this type of shit. Selling the drugs. Y'all caught with the evidence on phones and shit or whatever the case. Then you got people telling on you. Right. That's not going to help you.
Right.
Then we can go back and find music that, you actually spoke on it.
Right.
Okay,
So now
I can get them using their lyrics. I don't think it's right because it could be fiction.
Yeah,
it could be. Who's to say? They didn't put no names on it.
No.
Who's to say?
And a lot of the times, I think it is fictional. I don't think that these cats out here. I mean, you the money.
As high as they are, who the fuck? Right. They wouldn't even remember that. Shit, man.
And 90% of the time, the nigga with the money ain't really doing the dirt.
Can't do it.
You can't.
He can't make no money if you doing that much fucking dirt.
Exactly, bro. 90% of the time, they talking about their boys, or they talking about stories that they heard about in their neighborhoods and neighborhoods
because of people they know.
Exactly. But the world, they take this, and there's I believe, I don't know if she's a mayor or she's a councilor. No, she's a district attorney in Atlanta.
Fannie. She on their ass.
She on their ass. And she said, we got more coming.
Oh, she's not playing.
Oh, she said, we got Trump. Oh, my God. She said, we got more coming.
They even got Trump up there.
Right,
they ain't playing.
She said, we got more coming.
Yeah.
These young thugs, he just ain't it.
You see, people been quiet since that. People been quiet.
Oh yeah, but that goes back to taking. I believe that goes back to taking away our freedom of speech.
It is.
I don't think the complexion. You gotta have a complexion for the protection to have freedom of speech. Because if you can say, "Mama, I just killed a man, put a gun to his head, shot him, now he's dead." At the end of the day, you just because you just confess to something that you may or may not have did. Not just because it's a celebrated rock song and it's probably in the writers Hall of Fame, and because it's such a prolific group, you can't separate it. It can't be separated. If it's dirt, it's dirt. There's no such thing as clean dirt. Dirt is dirt.
Yeah, dirt is dirt.
Dig what I'm saying?
No, that's fact.
Dirt is dirt. There's no such thing as this is the clean.
Yeah, this is clean dirt. This is dirty dirt. No. It's all dirt.
It's all dirt. You know what I'm saying? So, and it's, you know what I'm saying? And it's not a shock. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, what do you think? You know what I'm saying? I guess I got two more questions for you. And we're gonna wrap it up. We're gonna wrap it up. But
no worries.
You know, I guess my last one was, why is hip hop and R&B such a marginalized genre? Why do you think if we do something out of the norm that it's used against us? For instance, now I don't agree with this whole, and I'm never coming to the defense of this young dude, this little kid, because I don't agree with a lot of things that he does. But again, I believe that there is a narrative against us to make us, emasculate us. And again, this kid does it to himself. Either he does it for attention, or he does it just because of who he is. And if that's who he is, that's who he is. But you got, I've seen this little kid, Nas X.
I already knew he was going with that.
I was going there. I was going there, right? He gets on stage. He wears the whole get up. He does the whole get up.
Shit he wouldn't do in his mom's house.
Right? Other artists I've seen do worse.
Facts.
Ozzy Osbourne bit the head off a damn pigeon in a damn concert. Was it a bat?
Yeah, live though.
Live bat. Like he took this motherfucker out the cage and bit his damn head off.
Like, yikes, fam. You are on some other shit. Yes.
Oh my God, he's a rock god.
He's a legend.
He's a legend.
No, this nigga needs mental health.
Right.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You need to check on your boy.
What do you think it's a narrative against black art? Or do you just think,
I'll say the reason we get in trouble for it or it's demonized, what is Black Americans' culture? It's based off hip hop. That's the one thing that we all have in common. We don't have any holidays, any traditions.
Right.
We have a month. Everybody don't even care about that shit. Exactly. We don't do nothing in the month.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? There ain't nothing going on in the month. We just got Juneteenth.
Right.
And niggas don't even know what to do with that. We just had one. We still trying to figure that shit out.
I still trying to figure out, am I off that day?
Yeah, like, what are we? Like, what am I supposed to do? They gave us a day. I'm like, shit, okay.
Even today, I still be like,
what do we do with this day?
What do you do with it? You're right.
So
right.
I mean, I feel like that's why, and it's easy to fall back on. You can say, well, it influenced them because you know that it's a chance they listen to it,
right?
Or that some, you know what I mean? It's just easy scapegoat.
Mm-hmm.
You can't be like, oh, well, it's the school they go to. Well, they all go to the same school. Everybody don't do the same thing, but everybody listens to the same music, so it's the music. But like we said, this is who they give us to listen to,
right?
So somebody wants to see them fail anyway,
right? And they know what they're doing.
So that's what I mean. We can be mad at ourselves, yes, but that's why we have to. If you know what's going on, tell somebody that don't know, so they can be like, "Oh, I just got to go this way."
Right. Instead of leaning
towards, fuck
towards,
all that, fuck
towards
around.
what that is.
Mm-hmm.
I could dig that. Well, I got, I always try to again keep it always about the culture here, man. I thank you for coming through.
Also, though, I got one question for you.
Okay.
This one thing I like to always ask, as dads and girl dads, and you got a daughter that's older than mine. What's things I need to prepare myself for that? I only can learn, so I ask people that's in that position.
Well,
I know she ain't gonna want to see me all the damn time like she do now, all that.
No. The prepare for devices to take over. Prepare for emotions to get bigger, and to get a little deeper. I would say, because now they're really starting to come into their own, and they're really starting to understand themselves.
Gotcha.
And they're understanding what it is they really want. You get to a point where you can't tell them what they want. So right now you can tell your daughter, okay, well, we're gonna go do this. Yay! Yeah. Doesn't work.
Yeah, like that's not what they're into.
It's not what they're into. It's not what they're into. Some things I think are the coolest things in the world, like, Nashari, come over here, this and that. Okay.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Enthusiasm.
You feel like an ass. Like,
damn, I'm forcing you to do this.
I thought this was pretty dope. So prepare to get your heart broken a little bit, just as far as.
Yeah, that's what they tell me. I'm like,
prepare to get your heart broken a little bit.
My little girl.
Exactly. Because everything's not going to be cool anymore. You're not going to be that cool. You'll always be dad. You'll always be.
I gotta be cool.
Yeah, right. Well, everybody wants to be cool. Dad. Like, cool. Right. Well, it's my thing. Like, my daughter gets mad because I take her to school. I'm bumping. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm bumping.
Of course, you got
it's
to.
Like,
I'm still me.
Right. I'm still me. And she thinks that's just not the coolest thing in the world. Like, I be playing relevant shit like Drake. I be playing relevant. She like, turn it down. Like, some of the things you think that are cool for me wise, they're embarrassed about. And I thought I was like, shit, like, damn, I thought it was cool, Dad. I thought I was
doing something.
Yeah, I thought I was doing this. So yeah, man, and preparing a girl, them emotions, that attitude, in your pockets.
I'm already getting hit on all three fronts, brother. Trust me, I'm getting it. Every
them pockets get a little lighter. Them pockets get
every store.
I'm telling you, when they get older, they get in the hundreds. They get them gifts. They get in them tablets. Them iPhones.
My daughter got 2 tablets already, bro.
Yeah. Okay, tell me, what does a 3-year-old need with an $800 to $1,000 device? Nothing.
She got 2 kitchens, a grill, like all these toys.
Same thing. You go in my daughter's room, you think it's freaking Toys R Us in there. I mean, and we like get rid of stuff like.
No, yeah, you got to throw stuff away. Yeah, you got to throw.
Yeah, we try to get some. It's like, but it's the greatest thing in the world, man. I can tell you that. Me and her, especially my toddler, she's a super daddy's girl. And just coming from the oldest, I know that's daddy's love is not going to change, but enjoy the years now, because I've had my oldest since 5 years old.
And so I remember that too. Yeah,
you remember that. So it was like, enjoy the years that you get with them as an adolescent now, because it's going to change. It's going to change. And so yeah, man. And it's gonna be heartbreaking.
I can already tell. That's gonna crush me, man. That's gonna crush me. I'm gonna have to find some more hobbies.
Right. It's gonna be heartbreaking, but you kind of start to live with the reality. Like, you start trying to develop other things with them. For me personally, I've tried to develop, and bond with my daughter, my oldest, over sports. because she's into sports now. She's into the volleyball.
Got you.
You know, shout out to my oldest. Like, she doing her thing in school and volleyball, and you know, she's learning the sport. You know what I'm saying? And you know, and it's a beautiful thing to see them flourish and to see them grow, and to see that. And the greatest part is to see you had some type of influence on that, because they start to do what you like to do. I know they start to see. You know what I'm saying? What you know, I was
what you into.
Yeah, I was talking to her a few weeks ago. I took her school shopping, and I said something. You know, you can't make everything about fashion. She said, "Well, you do." You know what I'm saying? I'm like,
gotcha.
Damn, man.
Yeah,
you told me all my shit. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
But it's like, it's something that it's the influence.
Yeah,
it's
literally.
The influence that you have.
They pick up on them.
Yeah, they pick up on the shit that you do, and it's dope to see. That's why I say to fathers out here, tread lightly on what you show them. Not only what you show them, but how you treat these mothers out here. Because how you treat,
that's how they expect to be
exactly
treated.
How you treat the mother is how they will mirror and how they will look. There's things in my life, there's things that I've done that I wish my daughters don't get anything in a husband of.
For sure. Same.
You dig what I'm saying?
For sure.
But there's also the better things that I've done in my life. Like I've never, ever, 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 and I would never call my wife out of her name, like in general, let alone
hurtful.
You know, I would never say anything hurtful to my wife. You know what I'm saying? We don't even try to like get into our issues in front of our kids because
that's not for them.
Because that's not normal. That's not something you should grow up normally knowing. My parents,
I know everything that's going on.
Exactly.
You don't need to know.
Exactly.
You need to stay in the kid's place.
Exactly. And I never want my daughters to end up with a man who would do something like that. You know what I'm saying? So I try to show everything.
Be that beacon of light.
Yeah, and I try to hold my wife to the highest extent, to the point where it's like, okay, I want to set standards high for a husband. My point of being a dad is to set the highest standards that you can find for a husband, and I want it to the point where it's like it's really hard to find one.
Yeah, literally.
You know what I'm saying? Literally. It's hard to find one because I hold my husband to where how my daddy treated us, how he treated my mom. And it's going to be very hard to find. When you find that person,
you'll have it.
You'll have it.
Yeah, I hear that.
You dig what I'm saying?
I hear that.
And I could tell that you're doing that with your daughter, man. I could tell, you know what I'm saying, just some of the things that you've been through and some of the things that, you know, again, with y'all, I see her, you know, with you guys all the time. And y'all got the greatest relationship, man. It's
I got her all the time. That's my girl.
It's a beautiful thing, man.
I got her like 4 days, 5 days out the week.
That's
my girl.
Yeah, man. That's great. And
she changed my life.
Yeah, and a lot of times, you know, they say boys need their daddies. Girls need their daddies.
Need their dads, man.
Girls need their daddies,
She needs me.
Yes.
Like I know she needs me.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
She can't go without having me.
No, girls need their daddies, man. So yeah, man. Well, thank you for asking me. I don't get questions like that, so thank you for asking me, man. So I got to wrap it up. But my last question, man. Again, we keep it about the culture here at the spot. You got one concert to put on, man. You can only have 3 artists. Dead or alive.
Oh, that's tough. 3 artists.
Who you got?
All right. To open the show, this gonna throw people off. I'm gonna have Travis come out because his energy is crazy.
Travis Scott?
Yeah, Travis is coming out because that energy is crazy.
Yeah, so he's gonna bring the show up.
Yeah, so then I think to carry that just for show purpose, Busta Rhymes, man, he gonna give you everything you
shut it down.
He gonna give you everything you need, either him or DMX. And I say to close out the show, I gotta go Pac, man. Like, I never got to see him perform, so I would just be like, man, I'd probably be in tears, you know. That's just it's Pac. So
I can dig it.
Yeah,
I can dig it. Well, man, thank you for coming through, man.
Thanks for having me, bro.
Brother. Always, you know, you're always welcome back at the spot, man. Anytime.
No worries.
Anytime, man. Thank you so much for coming,
Definitely, man.
One love, brother.
Appreciate you.
All right.
Guy.
And there's one at the spot. Appreciate y'all. Thank you. And as again, peace and blessings to y'all. Shalom.